Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. We need to go back to the Fleshmarkets because I may have left loot behind. I did leave in a bit of a hurry because I was scared.
I'll go ahead.
We won that fight by the skin of our teeth and I was ready to get out of there. Though it was probably the most fun I've had in a fight in this game. It's not very often that my main character is the last one standing, since he's a frontline character. So I don't get to usually clutch out fights with him like that.
I know the way.
So that was really cool. You want the ultimate proof that demons are mean and awful. Nothing tasty ever grows on the lands that they corrupt. No apples, no plums, not even wild strawberries. Now that's pure evil. There's something I want to tell you about Early Sunset. Nah, boring. He's always been a little boring, but I thought he was your friend, so I didn't mind so much. All devils are boring. He's the first devil I've ever seen, but I just know that they're all boring and impossible to listen to. Are you alright? How did you feel while we were rescuing you? Ivo gives you a long, hard look. I'm gonna let you in on a really important secret. Just don't tell anyone. When those demons caught and kidnapped me, I got really scared. I mean, I'm a brave dragon, really brave, but I still felt scared and lonely. Number 1 doesn't really fit my character. Number 2 does. Don't be afraid of anything. Whatever happens, I'll always find you and rescue you. Yep, I thought as much. That's why I decided to wait for you. I might not be as brave as I thought, but I do have the bestest friend ever. What matters is the happy ending. It couldn't have ended any other way. Ivu, you've grown up a bit. Yep, the dragon looks incredibly proud of herself. Dragons usually grow as they get older, but I grow as your power increases. So don't be fooled. Remember, I'm still a kid. A huge scaled flying kid with planar magic at her disposal. Hope your body and mind are in good health, champion. How well known am I among the denizens of Lucianaira? In all of Lucianaira, there's not a single creature that hasn't heard of you, champion. Well, tell me honestly, what do you think of the one you call the champion of Galarian? My trust in you is as strong as it was the day we first met. Stronger even. Your deeds prove it is no coincidence that we have all placed our hopes in you. Alright, back to the Fleshmarkets. I'm going to grab Camellia as well. So we go straight to the brothel after that. Confront Shavaro. And then see if we can do Camellia's quest. Don't need to bring Sela along for that. I am hoping that we can redeem Camellia. If not, well, I do always try to get the good ending for my companions in my first playthrough. But Camellia's good ending might just be Oblivion. We'll see how it plays out.
No mistakes.
Alright, so the slaves that were here are gone, so I'm assuming all the slaves
As
just
it should be.
left. Have we been up here? Pretty sure we have.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome.
Yeah, we didn't get
Lan.
experience for it, so we've been up here before. Come on, Lan, figure it out.
Well, this didn't go well.
Yeah, 'cause I think we fell last time, too.
The world has suffered enough.
That is not far.
Alright, good. All the slaves made a run for it. Another gold coin that I don't need. Oh, the Mandragora's still here. I hate you. Alright, Obsidian Mask of the Champion. Forlong's lifeless body lies at your feet. A bloody mist rises from his wounds. It is impossible to survive such wounds. You hear a voice coming from beneath the obsidian mask. Didn't I tell you I am immortal? You've killed this body, but I'm still here, right in front of you. The mask grins and winks at you. It looks like an ordinary mask, but is it really? Let's conduct an experiment. Inu carefully examines the mask on the face of the dead demon. It smells of decomposing flesh, quite specific. Tastes like rotten meat. Ow! What are you doing, you stupid creature? Take your tongue out of my eye socket immediately. Utterly repulsive. Melia shudders with disgust. For future reference, do not come near me, do not talk to me, do not even breathe the same air as me. Inu wipes her mouth with her hand. Here's my verdict. This is an ordinary mask that contains an evil spirit, with a tendency to mentally subjugate any person who wears it. The experiment is concluded. Thank you for your attention, everyone. Are you a mask? A living mask? So as you have been talking to all this time. I'm the first champion of the Battle Bliss, the great warrior and necromancer Warlong. No one could say how many victories I won, because I stopped keeping count. I was belligerent and bloodthirsty, and my gifts impressed Death herself. So my luck turned away from me, and my life was bleeding out in the arena. Death gave me a gift. She placed my spirit in this mask. So under different names, I've claimed the champion's title again and again. The way I see it, you're not the hero you picture yourself as. You're just a coward who is afraid to die. Is this your body? Of course not. My mortal remains have long since turned to dust and black sludge. This body once belonged to one of my followers. A couple of decades ago, the gladiator wearing my mask perished, and I took his body. My magic has kept the flesh in good condition all these years. Sadly, he destroyed this body beyond repair, and I must find a new vessel. A lot of options here, just none for Azada. I wonder if you can subjugate him as a Lich and force him into your party. Take the mask off Warlong. The black stone clings to Warlong's flesh as if they were one. It is impossible to tear the mask off his face. Alright, punch the mask as hard as you can. Your punch leaves the smooth surface of the mask unscratched. Foolish. You really think you're stronger than Death. She protects me. You cannot overpower her. Step away from the corpse. A malevolent chuckle comes from under the mask.
I will lend you my aid.
I know what to do.
I know that the Lich's unique mechanic is they can get followers unique to them because they're a Lich. And it'd be cool if you get Warlong Black Mask.
I'll go ahead.
I'm actually really excited for my Lich playthrough. One of the paths I was most excited about because of that mechanic.
I know the way.
Alright, let's quick save. In case Shavaro gets hostile. I don't think she can, because our animal companions aren't allowed inside, so I don't think you could ever fight inside the brothel. Welcome to the 10,000 Delights. Are you here for a good time? I've been to the Rotten Guttery. You hired assassins to kill me. Lilitu latches onto your consciousness. Her face contorts in a tense grimace. You manage to fend her off with a determined effort. You piece of crap. Why can't you just quietly go there and die? You've caused nothing but trouble. Darn you for all the suffering you've caused Monago and me. Why did you try to set me up? The Lilitu's rage is like a stream of liquid fire burning through your mind. She tries to hurt you, but you manage to restrain her. You're Monago's enemy, my sweet Monago, vile Galarian. You'll pay for standing in our way. So, you and Monago are lovers. Demons do not know love. The demoness snaps at you. It's certainly not the kind you have on your stupid Galarian. But Monago and I were closer than most demons ever get. We're bound by passion. At times we irritated each other so much that we separated. We were always drawn back to one another. We each became a drug to the other. And then you showed up and started hassling Monago. Tell me the story of you and Monago. The demon's rage fades. Fades. She speaks bitterly and sincerely, as if in confession. I always loved to sow chaos, whereas Monago wanted to rule over it. She once usurped me in my own scheme, snatched it right from under my nose, and reaped its fruits for herself. The gauntlet had been thrown. We spent long months trying to kill each other. We were both impressed by the other's passion, and we became addicted to it. No one has ever wanted to destroy me with such fervor. Once, I tried to kill her in her bed as she slept. The fight somehow turned into sex, yet it was so much more than sex. In the morning, we both realized we were bound by our craving for each other. Of course, we do still try to kill each other. Monago can be insufferable, and I'm not much better. But if one of us ever succeeded, it would be a terrible blow to whoever survived. I know demons should not have such feelings, but there's nothing I can do about it. The two demons truly fall in love, albeit in their own terrifying way. It's believed their hearts have no capacity for love, but you and I both know light is stronger than darkness, and it can shine even in the most impenetrable gloom. I let Monago go. I don't know where she is now, but she needs your help. Javaro's voice sounds baffled and distrustful, holds a slight hint of hope. You let her go. I thought Monago was dead. Why hasn't she come to me? Perhaps she didn't want me to see her at her most vulnerable. Or was she afraid she might draw Baphomet's wrath onto me after she failed at his task again? Oh darn it. The Lilitu's voice sounds odd, so she's about to burst into tears. I appreciate it. Monago needs my help. I'll find her no matter what. Thank you for giving me a chance to see her again, and ask her for I'm just so sorry for everything that happened between us. She chokes on the words of gratitude, words she is likely uttering for the first time in her long life, and turns on her heel and quickly leaves. Looks like Javaro's throne stands empty, and we are supposed to choose a new leader. I regret that we must ask our guests to leave the 10,000 Delights temporarily. Very soon, our doors will be open to you once again. Now read today.
Follow my lead.
Alright, so we were told we need to speak to a cultist for the Spinner of Nightmares quest. But it can't be just any cultist, it has to be this one right here. I came back off camera and discovered that. The demon worshipper raises his filmy eyes at you. For a while, he tries to understand who you are, but ultimately gives up. What do you want? Do I owe you gold? Who are you? I am ashes caught by a storm, whirling the wild vortex of the tornado tormenting this universe. I am measured emptiness. And who are you? Well, it doesn't matter. You're neither ashes nor emptiness. We shall never understand each other. What are you doing here? We enjoy the silence and darkness of oblivion. We give each other quiet. We share our grains of truth, scattered in the endlessness voids of our minds. And we'd be glad if you didn't interfere with this process. I'm looking for the Spinner of Nightmares. The Spinner of Nightmares. We adore her. She's our teacher. She opened our minds to the beauty of madness, brought us here, granted us fear's eternal delight. And then, the cultist's gaze grows perplexed. She went away. Where did she go? Aren't she abandoned us? It's so sad. He looks to be on the verge of tears, but a moment later, he's already boasting a carefree, woozy grin. But she left us so many presents. They're all in her caches. Oh, so many all around here. I don't know what that thing is. Looks like a dried human brain. But it has plenty of sweet horror in it. Yes you do. Pay up. Sighing with frustration, the cultist empties his pockets and clumsily slips his coins into a little bag, which he hands over. This is all I have. I don't remember how much I owe you, and for what, but I hope it's enough. We have nothing to talk about. You're right. The great truth has revealed itself to you. We have nothing to talk about. Words are nothing. Words are barriers between our minds. Only a union of feelings matters.
I'm all done here.
The sheets are covered with embroidery that can be folded to form magical runes. They are probably required for some magical sexual pleasures of the Spinner of Nightmares.
The mongrel did it.
The backside of the altar conceals a small indentation for a cache. Unfortunately, it's empty.
A success worthy of praise.
A magic figurine used to conduct mind-manipulating rituals.
It went splendidly.
A bookshelf was a popular choice for a stash. The pages of several books are in fact cut out neatly, but the caches are empty. I probably should have quick saved, because it looks like you need to pass all those checks. Maybe it's just this one for that to pop up. The Spinner of Nightmares cache is securely hidden, but not so well that a careful search can uncover it. The Spinner of Nightmares notes. Chaotic notes in nearly illegible handwriting. One phrase stands out. Sometimes I regret that I can't finish this endless game of cat and mouse with Hylor. But I took away his daughter, and he will stop at nothing in his quest for revenge. Time after time, he finds my trail and tries to catch me. I feel sorry for him. He's a decent man, and I'm probably partially to blame. If we could talk, I could probably make peace with him, but he won't listen. That's interesting. Oh wait, I just realized we have... that. Alright. So I'm going to leave and come back because Herax here said that they were temporarily closed. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to the Fleshmarkets. I'm assuming we have to talk to the Pathfinder representative here.
As it should be.
We have to give that diary to Hylor. He's not here. Hopefully. This other guy can deliver the note to him.
I need to concentrate. Becoming distracted leads to becoming dismembered.
I didn't see him when we were down here earlier. I guess without slaves here, there's no reason for him to be here. Yeah, because he usually stands right here. So I wonder if he went to like the tavern or something. I doubt they would let you get rid of the NPC that lets you hire mercenary companions. So most likely he's just been relocated to somewhere else. You're greeted by a succubus whose appearance is striking, to say the least. Her flawless skin, graceful figure, and aristocratic face would have made her a true beauty, if not for the terrible fresh scars. A jagged scar runs across her cheek, running through her scarlet sensual lips, and under her high cheekbone. Her left eye is a gray cataract, surrounded by wounds from some caustic substance. The succubus's wings are tattered rags. Nevertheless, she behaves imperiously and with dignity. Those around her treat her with respect. The succubus sounds playful and relaxed. Welcome to the 10,000 Delights. My name is Herax, and I'm the new madam here, thanks to you. You rid us of that insolent upstart Shavaro, sending her after her haughty lover Minago. You consider me in your debt, but that you will always be welcome here. My gift will be proof of that. With a graceful movement, the demoness hands you a gold coin. Cool, another fast travel point. With this, every arch will recognize you as my favorite guest and teleport you here. If you wish to spend the night, have some fun, or restock your supplies, come to me. Don't waste your time on my little crooks. You have anything for sale? Indeed, I have several items that were forgotten by our clientele. Some of the forgotten items Herax is selling are stained with blood, and 2 of the rings bear the characteristic scratches of being cut off a dead body, along with the fingers. Alright, Deep Rip. Each time the wielder of this +5 dagger lands a hit with it after hitting the same target with a soft cut dagger, the enemy suffers additional 2d6 plus strength modifier slashing damage. If this weapon deals damage against a prone or paralyzed creature the first time in a round, it deals double the weapon damage. Then soft cut. This plus 5 dagger deals 1 slashing damage instead of 1 to 4 piercing damage. However, when dual wielded along with the deep rip dagger, soft cut activates its additional power. That's really cool. I do like how they've added stuff like this to this game, because you also have the amulets and the rings that you can combine between companions usually. This is the first time we've seen dual wield items like this. Alright, repelling bracers. Now, the wearer of these bracers is under constant protection from anyone who is getting too touchy. You get a +4 bonus to armor class against touch attacks, but also suffer a -4 penalty on their own touch attack rolls. If the enemy gets within 5-foot radius from the wearer, they must pass a will saving throw to push the enemy 5 feet away, or become frightened for 1 round. That's pretty good. Alright, Deathbed Servant. The wielder of this +4 flail is under constant effect of the Cloak of Dream spell, as if it was cast by a 15th level wizard. I don't know what that does off the top of my head. Alright, Rascal's Goggles. These goggles grant the wearer a +10 competence bonus on perception and trickery skill checks. Final Glance. This +4 shock Elven Kirk blade deals additional 2 to 6 slashing damage against blinded enemies. Whenever the wielder of this blade lands the first hit in a round, the enemy must pass a will saving throw or become blinded for 1 round. Oh good, at least the effect works with itself. Doesn't rely on any external spells or effects. Lizard Tail. If the wearer of this spell is an animal companion, or is currently under there's a lot of typos in these descriptions. I'm struggling to read some of them. Or is currently under a polymorph effect, it grants him a +3 morale bonus to armor class and reflex saving throws. The wearer also gets a +8 circumstance bonus to armor class for the first round of every combat. It's not as good as what I currently have equipped, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, plus I get a bonus to reflex saving throws, plus 4 to dexterity. Deathly Arousal. This choker protects the wearer from losing their head, and not only in bed. Once per day, whenever the enemy deals the wearer a killing blow, the choker restores them 50 HP and makes all enemies in a 10-foot radius pass a will saving throw, or become prone for 1 round. There's a lot of ways to circumvent death in this game. You have this item, you obviously have Die Hard, you have Last Stand, you have the Azada's superpower that lets it so that no one in the party dies until everyone's dead. I thought there was something else. You make your character very, very hard to kill. Scarlet Allure. This red cloak of resistance +3 makes anyone look good. It grants the wearer a +5 morale bonus on persuasion skill checks. Whenever an enemy confirms a critical hit, lands a sneak attack or attack of opportunity against the wearer, the enemy must pass a will saving throw or become devastated by hitting such beauty. In this devastated mood, they suffer a -2 penalty to attack and damage rolls, as well as armor class, until the end of combat. Man, a permanent debuff on an enemy is great. This might be worth giving to Sela. Alright, Headband of Reshaping. This Headband of Wisdom +6 grants its wearer a +1 caster level on transmutation school spells. We should increase the duration of the spells I use with Social, so we'll grab that as well, because I think he just has a +4. Yeah. So grab a Screaming Omelet. Amulet of Inner Sight. This amulet grants its wearer immunity against blindness and gaze attacks. That'd be really good in Kingmaker. It's good, but not as good as what I currently have equipped on most of my companions. And then Whistling Killer. This plus 4 Thundering Dart deals sonic damage instead of piercing damage. On a critical hit, it deals 1 to 6 sonic damage per 2 caster levels of the wielder to all enemies in a 15-foot area. Alright, so we did have some other items I haven't looked at yet. Can I deal with that? I don't have enough money. We have plenty of stuff to sell. That'll be fine. Alright, we've looked at that already. There was a... Oh, here it is. Bearer of Sorrow. This plus 4 Cruel Vicious Falcard grants its wielder 1 extra attack for every 5th hit. Per round? Per combat? How often does that proc? Like, Cruel Effect is pretty good. I only have seen that before. So when the wielder strikes a creature that is frightened, shaken, or panicked with a cruel weapon, that creature becomes sickened for 1 round. So it works really well with a Intimidate build like what I'm currently running. And when the wielder uses the weapon to knock unconscious or kill a creature, he gains 5 temporary hit points that last for 10 minutes. And since you usually want to kill enemies with a Intimidate build, because you proc Dreadful Carnage, that's really good. It's really good for a Persuasion build. Mystic Grace. This plus 3 leather armor is made from very light and delicate leather, increasing max dexterity bonus by 1, and decreasing arcane spell failure chance by 10%. It also grants the wielder a plus 2 bonus on caster level checks made to overcome spell resistance. So Zaxxas Paiza? This amulet grants its wearer an immunity to necromancy school spells while in demonic rage. Alright, so another Mythic Path exclusive item. Alright, well, let's sell some stuff. Wait, was that unique? No, it's just a plus 3. Alright, so for this, we need to make sure I don't sell Bismuth's equipment. We don't need any plus 2s here. I think we have... yeah. I wish some of this stuff would stack. And a little tedious to try and sell this stuff. Ring of Evasion, we don't need that, right? Might hold on to it anyway. Because they're pretty good. I hold on to that as well. Made a ton of money here. Also spent a ton of money. Herax greets you with a regal gesture. My favorite guest. Welcome to the 10,000 Delights. I want to know more about this place and its owner. You mean the former madam of the 10,000 Delights, or the new one? Succubus winks with her one working eye. Who are you? To everyone else, I'm the respected madam of the 10,000 Delights, protector and patron of this palace of pleasures, the strongest who lives here, the one who's earned the right to replace Chavarro on the throne. But you, honey, can just call me Herax. Succubus' smile is both seductive and unsettling. You look awful. What happened to you? Herax slightly waves it off. You mean my scars? A trifle. I'm a succubus. We're all beautiful and charming. We're unbothered by the odd questions that haunt your kind. What if I'm not attractive? What happens once my beauty fades? This is why we're not as obsessed with our looks as you mortals. I cease to be gorgeous because of a few scars. Flaunting her wounds, the succubus tilts her head back and laughs. A pleasant, arousing sound. I left these scars to serve as a reminder of how I got to where I am. As a reminder for others, that is. And the smug scum will think twice before challenging my authority. Though you're a creature of the abyss, Shaylin will not let me fail to acknowledge your beauty. Socio shakes his head with regret. I don't understand why anyone would wish to spoil such beauty. The abyss has enough ugliness as it is. The succubus smiles flattered. You still see my beauty despite these terrible wounds. Like a pinch of spice, serving to accentuate my utter perfection. I'm one step away from inviting her to join the crusade. Then Socio will finally stop reassuring me about my looks and start pestering her to let him heal her. What can you tell me about Chavarro and Monago? At first we thought those two would tear each other apart. Chavarro was in charge here for a long time, and no one bothered her because everyone knew who she was. Then Baphomet's minion, Monago, showed up. They fought. Oh, how they fought. They then started to conspire and plot against one another. They sent assassins, and they drew their enemies into a proxy war against each other. By the end, they were obsessed. They went from sworn enemies to partners, and took over the 10,000 Delights. They started walking around hand in hand, hooing at each other. After that, they rarely tried to kill one another. Now, why is this place so named? Because this name distinguishes the way my palace differs from a common brothel or tavern. This is the sovereign territory of every imaginable pleasure and joy. Most of my domain is hidden from prying eyes. Behind every door is a corridor, with other doors like this one. We stand in the center of a small labyrinth dedicated to hedonism. No matter your taste in alcohol, sexual gratification, topics of conversation, music, and drugs, you'll find like-minded individuals here. Anyone who knows anything about pleasure flocks here, bringing their sophisticated tastes and proclivities. You can say it. I have no more questions. The succubus feigns innocence and remarks with a languid sigh. You're so very curious. I love those who are curious. I'm looking for some company. What can you offer me? Each of my charges is a true master of their craft. Years of training in a range of arts, from oratory to the intricacies of sensual massage, have turned talented apprentices into true artists. No one on any plane can compete with them in the art of pleasing both body and soul. Perhaps you'd enjoy the spark of cheerful madness granted by the fae known as the Mad Glowworm. Her temper is mild, her laughter rouses both body and mind, and the feeling of lightness a night with her gives you more than compensates for the terrible hangover in the morning. Perhaps your heart trembles at the sight of wild strength and bestial power embodied in our unbridled Rockhorn. Like every incubus, he is strong, fierce, and uncomparable in bed. But be warned, at the peak of passion, he does not hold back. Morbid Honeytongue didn't earn her nickname by giving speeches. Of course, she can entertain you with conversation, if you so wish. But her tongue, sinuous and twisting like a snake's, will inject the venom of pleasure into your body. She knows no shame, she is a slave to her own lust and passion, and she is insatiable. So try to quench the flames of desire burning inside her. Every guest is the master of their own pleasure. Usually, it starts with wine and conversation. After that, they choose what they like. And all my charges have their own ways of entertaining guests. And while you're having a good time, we'll take care of your friends. They won't feel abandoned. Especially that handsome friend of yours. The demoness darts a seductive look towards Sosu. The cleric shakes his head. I appreciate your kind offer, but I cannot accept it. Herax pouts. You can't. I'd heard that among you warriors are those who emasculate themselves as a sign of their devotion to their gods. But I never believed such tales. What a pity. Such a perfect body. We'll figure out something for you, you poor thing. Intimacy based on payment instead of sincere fondness makes a mockery of honorable feelings. It will degrade you, not to mention those unfortunate creatures, especially those who trade their bodies under duress. It's not my place to preach sermons on chastity, but listen to one who spent many years in this place and experienced everything there is to try. This is not a house of pleasure. This is a house of pain, filth, and lies. The pleasures they promise leave scabs and sores. Take pity on yourself and leave this place. I need time to choose. Don't know where to look first. I understand completely. We have some true gems here. Alright, I'm going to call the episode here. In the next one, we will explore the rest of the dialogue options with Herax, and then we will do Camellia's quest and see where that takes us. And from there, we will continue questing around Lucianira. We still have a lot of quests to do, so. Our agenda is booked up going forward, but for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.